Hello?
Hey, Tracy.
Ay, hello po. Pwede po kayo mag-quick video sa TikTok. Kapo-post para madagdagan ko.
Anong
Carry
gagawin?
lang. Kahit ano po, happening now.
Happening now. Okay, go.
Video. Then,
Hey,
download ko na lang.
Tracy.
Ay, hello po. Pwede po kayo mag-quick video sa TikTok. Kapo-post para madagdagan ko.
Narinig pala yung sa YouTube. Naka-live na tayo sa YouTube, ha?
Opo, nandito na ako.
Okay. Hey guys, happening now yung webinar natin. Ayan, we are live on YouTube and on Zoom. So if you want to join our free live webinar today, just click the link in my bio, guys. Register and all the links are there. Ano to, isa-story ko na lang?
Pwede rin po. Or post nyo na lang po para...
Story ko na.
Sige po, download ko na lang. Tingnan ko.
Wait, mag-video na ako. Papasukin ko na sila.
Na-post ko na rin sa threads.
Okay. Papasukin ko na sila, ha?
Sige.
Hi everyone, welcome. Hindi kayo makakapag-unmute, guys. Sorry. Ano ko lang, disable ko lang yun ang unmute yourselves para at least tuloy-tuloy yung webinar natin. Later, I'll open the Zoom for your question and answer. Mamaya natin i-unmute yung Zoom natin once na nasa question and answer portion na tayo. Yung mga gusto mag-record, you don't have to worry because this is recorded and it will automatically be posted on YouTube dahil naka-live din tayo sa YouTube ngayon. So if you want to watch this after, or let's say you can stay the whole time, then you can go to my YouTube channel to watch it. It's going to be on the live tab. Please comment na lang, guys, if you are hearing this clearly. Because first time ko gumamit ng mic, so please let me know if malinaw. Comment nyo lang, yes, that you can hear us clearly. Perfect, loud and clear, very good. So sorry sa mga naghintay last week. It's just that ang lakas ng ulan. Guess what, guys? Ang lakas na naman ng ulan today, pero at least hindi brown out. As in kanina, mga 30 minutes ago, nagsimulang umulan. So, eto na naman tayo. Sana lang hindi siya mag-brown out. But yeah, yes, last week hindi na tayo natuloy dahil sobrang lakas ng ulan sa Marikina at nag-brown out kami dito. But yeah, today is very, very clean. It's tuloy na. Sayang nga kasi dati ang dami ng participants, ang daming nag-sign up. Parang more than 500 sign-ups tayo last time. So yun. So I'm very excited. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Pasok lang ng pasok. We now have 63 people in Zoom. Sa mga nasa YouTube, bakit hindi ko makita kung ilan na nag-view? 14 watching pa lang pala natin sa YouTube. Ayan, share nyo sa mga friends nyo, sa mga kamag-anak nyo, share nyo tong live. We will be discussing about how to start and freelancing. So sa mga hindi pa marunong mag-freelancing or interesado maging freelancer, this is the best webinar for you. Dito nyo marirealize kung ang freelancing ba ay para sa inyo. Are there anyone here who doesn't speak Tagalog? There you go. So there you go. We do have what's this? There. So to make sure that everybody understands, we are going to speak in English for the whole webinar because a lot of people who attended last time, they didn't understand because I was talking in Tagalog. Okay, so yeah, we will have the whole webinar today in English. Good luck to me. But yeah, a lot of people requested last time to talk in English because they couldn't understand. Okay, so welcome everyone from the Philippines. Anyone who's not in the Philippines, welcome to our free webinar. This is the first webinar of a 5-part series. Later on at the end of the webinar, you will see the other topics that we will be discussing for the next 4 more Sundays. Since I wanted to make sure that I can cover the YT audio is better, the YouTube audio is better. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, if you don't want to stay here in Zoom and you want to watch in YouTube, that's fine. Yes, go ahead. You can definitely leave our Zoom and watch in YouTube. That's okay. Tracy and I are both here on YouTube, and we will also check your chats or your comments in the YouTube live, especially if you have questions later. So for those who are joining, if you know me because of Athena, I just want to make sure that you have to change your mindset for this video or for this webinar, because this webinar will be more about how to look for your own clients. Of course, one way for you to become a freelancer is to join or apply in an agency. So this is not about that. So this is more about creating your own path in freelancing. So if you have any questions about Athena and all of that, park that on, because this is not about Athena. Okay, this is about freelancing in general. So here we go. This is 2 p.m. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our webinar. Welcome to our YouTube viewers. This webinar again will be in full English because we have viewers who are also not Filipinos and are watching our webinar. So thank you everyone for being here. Now let us start our webinar. Hold on. Okay. So in this webinar, we are going to learn how to start in freelancing. Everybody is now currently on mute on Zoom. Everybody cannot unmute themselves, but I will give you the chance to unmute yourselves later during our question and answer portion. Okay? So park your questions up until the end. So how to start in freelancing? Now, I just want to give you like a warning. When I was creating the deck for this presentation, I realized that this deck might make you realize if you really want to become a freelancer or not. Okay? So just keep an open mind when listening to the whole webinar, because you might end up saying that at the end of this webinar, you might realize that, oh, no, freelancing is not for me. Okay? But there are some of you who might realize that freelancing is the direction that you really want to take. Okay? So just keep an open mind throughout the whole webinar. This webinar is recorded on YouTube. So if you get cut off in the middle of this webinar, you can always go back to my YouTube channel and watch the recording there. Okay, so first up, let me introduce myself. My name is Mia MJ, Mia1. I am a full-time executive virtual assistant working for Athena Executive Assistants, but I also help a lot of freelancers apply in an agency or look for direct clients. I've been with my client in Athena since June of 2021. My God, I hope my internet doesn't cut off. It's really raining hard. Okay. I have been with my clients since June 2021. So it has been 2 years already. I am a part-time wedding and events planner. So prior to being a virtual assistant or a freelancer, I have my own wedding and events planning business. I still have it, but I just do it part-time. I'm a mom. I'm a fur mom. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm all of those things. I am a college undergraduate. I was not able to finish college, but it doesn't mean, guys, that I am an ambassador of not finishing school. It's very important to finish school. It's just that it wasn't a path for me. Yes, hindi mawawala. And so, but if you guys are still in school, finish school. School is very important. I have no virtual executive assistant or freelancing experience prior to being a virtual assistant or a freelancer. That's why I am sharing, or I am creating this webinar to share my experience of why everybody should be not able to unmute themselves. Okay, there you go. Hold on. Mute. Where are you? Why can't I mute you? There. Okay. So, where am I? There. I have no freelancing experience prior to being a freelancer. That's why I'm creating these different types of contents to teach people how to start freelancing just the way that I did it. Okay, so now that you know something about me or a little bit about me, let's talk about what we're going to learn for today's webinar. First up is that quick introduction. Next is we are going to define the role of a freelancer or a virtual assistant. We are also going to assess your skills that you can bring to the table as a virtual assistant. We are going to identify your niche or your expertise. We are going to learn how to create our personal brand as freelancers because that's very, very important. I will show you, or I will give you tips on how to create a conducive workspace in your home if you really want to pursue freelancing. And then we're going to talk about how you are going to strategize your pricing as a freelancer. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how you're going to find your clients. So let's begin. First up, introduction to freelancing and remote work as a virtual assistant. So let's talk about first, what are the benefits of freelancing and remote work? There are a lot of different benefits, but these are the most important ones that I identified for us. First up is flexibility. You know, guys, one of the key advantage of freelancing and remote work is the flexibility that it offers. You have the freedom to choose when and where you work, when and where you're going to work. You are able to allow yourself to create your own schedule that suits your own lifestyle. And this flexibility is especially beneficial for individuals with personal commitments or those who prefer a non-traditional work environment. Actually, this is, I think, one of the top reasons why a lot of people want to become freelancers or remote workers because of the flexibility that this type of work brings. Next benefit, of course, is independence. As a freelancer or a remote worker, you have the opportunity to be your own boss, like what everybody else says on TikTok or on all the social media platforms. You can take charge of your career. You can make decisions independently. You have more control over the type of work that you want to take. This level of freedom allows you for greater creativity and self-expression in the type of work that you want to do. Later, we will talk about that when we talk about the niche or expertise that you need to identify. Next up, of course, is the next benefit, of course, is the increase in earning potential. So freelancers often have the potential to earn more compared to traditional employment. That's because you can, of course, dictate how much you're going to charge your clients. with the ability to work on multiple projects or multiple clients, you can also have the ability to negotiate higher rates for your services, which means you can increase your earning potential. And then addition to that, once you gain your experience, let's say you start freelancing now and 2 years down the road, just like me in my situation, you are able to build a strong reputation in the freelancing industry that you attract higher paying clients to hire you, of course. Next up, of course, next benefit is geographic freedom. This simply means that you can work remotely anywhere in the Philippines, anywhere you are in the world. You can travel while working. You have the flexibility to be able to not request for leave or for leaves, because you can bring your work anywhere you want. So there you go for geographic freedom. Next benefit is work-life balance. This is very, very nice, especially this is one of my favorite benefits as a remote worker. So this provides us the opportunity to have a better work-life balance. Being a freelancer or a remote worker, you are able to have more time with your family, with other personal commitments, with your own hobbies. You're able to focus on self-care or self-love as well. And what's very important, especially in the Philippines, is we are able to avoid long commutes and those hours in the office. So you can just lessen your stress and just be here at home with your family. Next benefit is skill development. So freelancing is able to allow you to explore different industries. You are able to do different projects and work with different clients. This exposure with different people or with different clients and with different industries provides you a valuable opportunity for your skills to develop. As a freelancer, you can continuously learn and adapt to new technologies. You can learn different tools. You can with you being able to learn these different skills and tools, you're able to increase your market demands, and you are also able to enhance your professional growth. Next up is you reduce your expenses, which is very, very important. Since you're working from home, you don't need to pay for commute. You don't need to purchase work attire. You don't have to buy food outside. You don't need to pay all of these other expenses with the traditional office-based jobs. By working from home, you can definitely save money, number one, on transportations, meals, office supplies. And since you're able to save up on all of those things, you increase your overall income or your overall spending. Last but definitely not the least, freelancing can definitely help you with your personal and professional growth. Freelancing or remote work often requires you to have self-motivation, discipline, and you need to be resourceful. These roles can push you outside of your comfort zone, and it will definitely encourage you or encourage your personal and professional growth. So that's one thing that I love about freelancing, because you continuously learn, not just for your client, but you continuously learn for your own improvement. So it's very, very important to take note that while freelancing and remote work offers different types of benefits, they also require a lot of self-motivation. You need effective time management, because if you let freelancing take over your life, and you're not able to create the right time management process for yourself, you're not gonna find that work-life balance that you're looking for. And freelancing also needs you to have the ability to handle uncertainty, because sometimes you have a client, sometimes your client will let you go, and then you have to look for another client. So you need to make sure that you can handle those risks. If you have the right mindset and you are you take the proactive approach in freelancing, you can definitely build a very, very good career as a freelancer or as a remote worker. So now that we have discussed the different benefits, I hope this little introduction excites you about freelancing because I love this industry. Next up would be understanding, or now that you know the benefits of freelancing, let's start to understand what the role entails. So most freelancers out there, or the easiest way to get into freelancing is to become a general virtual assistant, especially if you don't have a specific niche or a specific expertise that you want to offer. So that's why I put it here, a virtual assistant. So what is the role of a general virtual assistant? Again, this is if you don't have a niche specific, a niche already in mind. So let's start with being a general virtual assistant. Oh my God. Did you guys hear that? Okay. So let's define the role first. So the role of a virtual assistant or a VA is to provide remote, administrative, organizational, and technical support to individuals, entrepreneurs, professionals, or business owners. As a virtual assistant, we provide or perform different range of tasks and responsibilities to assist our clients, to assist the CEOs, managers, and assist them with their workload and streamlining their business. So here are some of the most common jobs that we can do for our future clients. First up, of course, is administrative support. So what does that mean? So VAs handle various administrative tasks such as managing emails, scheduling appointment or calendar management, arranging travel or travel management, preparing reports, which includes data entry. We have data entry later, and conducting general research. So you help the day-to-day administrative tasks of your clients. Next up is communication management. So we often handle communication on behalf of our clients. Sometimes we answer phone calls for them or we make phone calls for them. We respond to emails on their behalf. And sometimes we also handle or manage their online messaging platforms and send and reply to them, to their messages there. So VAs serve as a point of contact and we maintain effective communication channels with clients, team members, and their other coworkers or their clients as well. Next thing that we do as general VAs is data entry and organization. So VAs assist in organization and maintaining data, whether it's managing spreadsheets. So it's very important to learn how to use Excel, Google Workspace. Don't use any more Microsoft Word, Excel, or the Microsoft Office. You have to familiarize yourself with Google Workspace. Wherein we have Google Drive. In Google Drive, we have Google Sheets, Docs, Slides, and Forms. So where am I? Data entry and organization. So this is where we ensure that all the information is properly organized and accessible to our clients. Next up is project management. Now, this is a bit advanced, but VAs sometimes support clients in managing projects by coordinating tasks or monitoring progress and maintaining project documentation. This is where we need to learn project management tools such as Notion, Asana, Trello, Airtable, ClickUp. So this is quite advanced. So VAs help ensure that project stays on tasks, on track, and deadlines are met at specific times. And of course, the deliverables are completed. Next role is online research. So virtual assistants, they conduct research on different topics. So you need to make sure that you know how to identify if a website is a valid website. or a website that really provides correct information. For you to be able to identify if the website you're looking at is the official website of a specific, let's say, a government website or a business website, it's very important to learn how to use Twitter, because a lot of businesses, government agencies and businesses are on Twitter, and all of the links to their official websites you will find them on Twitter. So you have to familiarize yourself on how to use that. So virtual assistants also need to learn how to gather information and then analyze the information that they have researched so that they can provide good output like reports and summaries for their clients. The research that they conduct will also make sure that they are able to help their client make informed decisions by providing the correct information. So make sure that the internet is a huge world wherein you get different types of information. So you have to make sure that you learn how to identify fake news from the correct information. Research research management is not as easy as just clicking Google and clicking on the first link that you see. It really takes a lot of practice for you to be able to identify what website really provides the correct information. Next up is social media and content management. I know that we do have a niche specific remote workers who are social media marketers or social media managers. But sometimes as general virtual assistants, we do also handle the social media and content management of our clients. We don't deep dive into being a social media expert, like telling them what the analytics are and all of those things. But some of us will definitely post on their behalf, work with the marketing team and get photos from their businesses or something like that. So you also need to learn the basics of social media and content management. Next up is customer support. So VAs may provide customer support by addressing inquiries or resolving issues and providing response to customer inquiries and complaints. Now, this is if your client or you're working for the business of your client, you might be in customer support. We also have, last but definitely not the least, technical assistance. Again, customer support and technical assistance is based on the client needs. If your client has a business and they hire you to work for their business, then you are going to definitely handle customer support and technical assistance. So those are the different roles of a general virtual assistant that you might experience if you book your first client. Make sure, guys, it's very, very important to note that the specific tasks and responsibilities of a VA that we discussed, as I mentioned, can vary depending on your client's needs or your industries and your expertise. So make sure that you possess strong organizational skills, excellent communication skills, you have great attention to detail, and the ability to work independently, because we don't want our clients to micromanage us. So you have to be able to show your client that you can work independently. All of these roles definitely play a crucial role in supporting your clients. And these roles that we discussed will help your clients achieve their professional and sometimes their personal goals also. And that's basically what we need to offer our clients. Everybody still okay? Everybody still learning? Can you say yes on our comment section? I don't see people on YouTube, sorry. Is everybody okay on YouTube? Everybody learning? Okay, perfect. So next up, let's now assess your skills and interests. So ready, guys, because I will ask you to comment also. So before you start in freelancing, first assess what your skills and interests are, because knowing your own skills, knowing the things that you like, or knowing the interests that you want will definitely help you in identifying what your expertise are, or what target market you're looking for in a client. So comment in the comment section or in our chat section, what are the skills that you have and experiences that you have and your interests. So if you're having a hard time thinking what your skills are, your experiences are, and your interests are. So first up with your skills, what do you think are the skills that you already have? So we have a commenter here that says his skill is writing. Other skills can be using emails. We have a bookkeeper. You can also say that one of your skills is calendar management. If you're from the service industry or service crew industry, inventory management can also be one of your skills. There we have project management, editing, booking flights for travel management. Customer service and hotel reservation. Yes, that's one of your skills. What else? How about your experiences? If you are someone who already has work experience, comment in our comment section. What are your experiences? Firefighter. Wow, we have a firefighter. Have skills but no experience. That's good. Manager in fast food, sales, call center, banking, teacher for 5 years. We have a computer hacker right here. Manager in dental. Let's see in YouTube. We have data entry. We are a little bit delayed on YouTube. So we have call center. Stay-at-home parent is a work experience. Trust me. If you are a stay-at-home parent, that is definitely a work experience. Airline customer service, financial advisor. So we have different types of work experience here. Now, let's comment on the comment section your interests. What do you like to do outside of work? We have reading books, we have traveling, watching movies, traveling, gaming, reading. I love reading. Also, K-drama, photo, video editing, fitness, aerobics, taking care of our fur dogs, cleaning house, reading and watching videos, sleeping and eating. Very good. Journal designing and journaling notebooks. Tongue eats. I like that. Hugging my fur babies. Oh, perfect. So you already identified your skills. You already know what your experiences are. If you can see here, if you don't have a work experience, definitely you have skills that you can put in the table. And then you also have your interests. Now that let's put it in an example wherein we have a stay-at-home parent. Okay? Why did I say that being a stay-at-home parent can be an experience as a virtual assistant or as a general VA or a remote worker? Because when you're a stay-at-home parent, you plan things for the family. Let's say sometimes you plan travel for your family. You plan your groceries for your family. You plan schools. Where are you going to enroll your kids? All of these things you can turn into logistics management when you put it in your resume, right? Why logistics? Because you plan these things for your family and you will be able to help your client plan for these things also. If you become their virtual assistant, you can help them in their groceries or online shopping. You can help them in booking nannies for their client. You can help them in household management, like paying for their bills, looking for electricians. You can help them in different parts of the household. When you're doing travel management for your family, you can also help them in travel management. Planning your calendar for your family is something that you can also say that you do calendar management. So there's nothing stopping you with the different experiences that you have. And this is what I love about freelancing or about being a virtual assistant or a general VA. Any type of experience, any type of skill any type of interest that you have will help you in becoming a successful general virtual assistant. All you have to do is realize that all of these things and skills that you learned throughout the years is something that's very important, and someone who is a big CEO would definitely need your help. Why? Because some CEOs don't have time for their family. Okay, so some CEOs will hire a virtual assistant to make, this is what I do for my client. They hired me because they are so busy with work that they no longer have time for their family and friends. So they hire me to purchase gifts for their family, to remind them that there is an upcoming celebration for their mom, their cousin. So I'm going to plan a dinner for them. They don't have time to schedule doctor's appointment. So I schedule their doctor's appointment and I remind them that they have a doctor's appointment coming. So you have a market. All you have to do is just really find that client for you, and you have to make that client realize that they need you based on the skills that you can provide them. Okay, so that's why I always say, whether you have an experience or you don't have an experience or a job experience, as long as you have a skill that you have learned throughout the years, you can become a general virtual assistant, a freelancer, or a remote worker. So I hope that excites you more, knowing that whatever experience you had before, you can definitely start in freelancing. Now, this is something that you can take home for later. Now that you've identified your skills, your experience, and your interests, based on those skills, experience, and interests that you have, what are the strengths that you can provide your client? List it down on your own. You don't have to do it now. Think about it later after this webinar, and think about all of the strengths that you have as a virtual assistant. And then list also the things or areas of improvement, or things that you need to improve on. Like, for example, the most common one is English communication skills. So list all of those things so that you already know black and white right in front of you what you need to focus on to improve and become a better general VA. Okay? Or become a better freelancer or remote worker. Because when you become a freelancer or remote worker, you no longer have trainers to train you and upskill you, just like when you're in a call center. You don't have an operations manager or a team leader to tell you, hey, you failed in this, you failed in your QA, or you failed in a specific call that you have. You no longer have those people to guide you. So you are going to rely on yourself. So you need to be able to identify what your strengths are so that you can highlight on them, and what are the things that you need to improve on so that you can upskill yourself. Remember, as a virtual assistant or as a freelancer, you need to continuously improve everything that you are doing. Oh my God, wala akong tubig. Okay. So that was our short activity. At least you already have an assignment for later. Now we are already in identifying your niche and your target market. So these are two different things: identifying your niche and then identifying your target market. Identifying your niche or your expertise is something that you do for your own improvement. And then identifying your target market is identifying the type of clients that you want to book. So because my approach in freelancing or in remote work, you don't just get whoever client that's available. That's very hard. You're not going to succeed, and you might find a lot of failures with that. You can look for a specific niche, a specific target market that you can look clients for. Like for example, my expertise or my background is in wedding and events planning. So I can look for clients who are in the wedding industry business or events industry. I can look for a wedding photographer, a makeup artist, a florist, or a cake designer. So these people I can already target as my clients, or they are my target market. So something like that. So that's the introduction. But let's go deeper into that. So first up, why is it important to find out what your niche is or what your expertise is? So there are different reasons why it's important. First up is differentiation. Um, Now, if you have your specific niche or a specific expertise, you can definitely set yourself apart from the general VAs, and you can position yourself as an expert in that specific field. Like for me, I cannot be an expert as a social media manager because I don't do that. I am an expert as an executive virtual assistant or as a general VA because that's the niche that I am in. I cannot be a bookkeeper, general VA, or a finance virtual assistant because I don't have an accounting background. Okay, so you have to be able to identify what your niche is. If you don't have a specific expertise, like you're a bookkeeper or you're a social media manager or you are an e-commerce VA, then starting as a general VA or an executive virtual assistant is definitely the best step for you. Next up is targeted marketing. This is important when identifying your niche, because having a targeted market or having a specific niche allows you to target your marketing efforts more effectively. When we say marketing efforts, that's because when you are a general VA or a freelancer, you need to be able to sell yourself or sell your services. So you do have your own marketing strategies to be able to get your clients. It's easier for clients to look for you instead for you to looking or scouting for clients. So you should be able to market yourself in different social media platforms so that clients will be the one to approach you. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. Having a targeted marketing approach in your specific niche will also be able to help you tailor the type of messaging that you have on your portfolio, on your profile, on your social media platforms, that you can definitely easily showcase your expertise and highlight how your services can help the clients that you're trying to target. I hope that's clear, no? Wherein targeted marketing can definitely increase your chances into attracting clients to approach you and not the other way around. So we want to be able to be in a position where clients will be the one to look for you and you are not looking for your clients. Next up, of course, the importance of finding what your expertise are is you have a deep understanding of the specific industry that you are in. You can easily find out what the trends are, you know what your challenges are, you know what your specific needs are. So this expertise allows you to provide a more targeted and valuable support to your clients. So you become familiar with your industry specific tools, you become familiar with the industry jargons, you know the different best practices you have in that specific industry. Since you know all of those things, you are able to deliver high quality work for your clients. That's why it's very important to identify your specific niche. Next up is increased efficiency. So when you work within a specific niche or expertise, you're more efficient into delivering very good output. You you can build your client's trust because you are efficient in the type of work that you're doing. Next up, of course, this is last but definitely not the least. If you are able to identify your specific niche, then you have the pricing power to charge higher because you're expert in that specific niche or industry. If you want to specialize in social media management because you love social media, then be an expert in that. You can be an expert as a general VA or an executive virtual assistant, just like me. But I can identify myself. Let's say, for example, I am a general virtual assistant and my expertise is in the event management industry. So I know the ins and outs of wedding and events planning. So my target market are in the events industry. For example, if you are a nurse, you have a background in nursing, okay? You are a general virtual assistant, and my target market are doctors or nurses in the US, or dentists or plastic surgeons or anyone in the medical field. They are my target market and they can hire me as a general virtual assistant. I can take care of their personal things, their family, their business. That's what I can do. Next up, for example, you are a service crew. That's your background. You were a waiter in Jollibee or in a fast food chain, or you were a cook in a restaurant. Okay? But you want to be a general VA. You don't have a specific niche. You don't like social media management. I just want to be a general virtual assistant. But I am an expert in the restaurant industry or in the food industry. So you're going to target now chefs or restaurant owners. They are your client base or your target market. So you will be a general virtual assistant for the food industry. If you are someone who has a background in online selling, you dealt with a little bit of online selling before, and you want to be a general VA. So you are a general virtual assistant and your target market is e-commerce. Okay, but that's already like a specific niche because you need to learn how to do Amazon, what's this Amazon store, Shopify or Etsy. But at least your target market is those people who have online shops or stores or something like that. So that's how you can approach being a general virtual assistant is. Next up, since we're already in the talking about your target market, so now that you know what your expertise are, you can now identify who your target market is. So there are different ways for you to identify your target market. Like what I mentioned, self-assessment, what your expertise are. This is something that you can do. You assess yourself first so that you know who you want to work with. Next is your research industries. For example, you are someone who doesn't have really any type of expertise. You just know different skills, or you're just really fresh out of college, you don't have a job experience. Then you can research different industries that are out there. Like what I mentioned, food industry, e-commerce industry, startups. You can be in the software engineer, computer engineer industry, like that. So just do research or conduct research on the different industries that is out there so that you can identify which one you like to target. Next up is you can also define your ideal client profile. Who do you want to work for, or who do you want to work with as a general VA? I'm sure you've already worked with different types of managers before. If you came from a corporate industry, you can identify the type of attitude that your previous manager has, so you can have your what you like and you don't like, and then from there you can already see what you like in a client or what you don't like in a client. Janet, later I'll answer your question. Yung what about how about if you are a copy editor? Sige, later I'll answer that. Next up is you utilize the online platforms. Sorry. So leveraging online platforms and the communities where your target market may gather. Like when we say communities, you have your Facebook page, you have your LinkedIn groups. Guys, if you don't know yet, we do have LinkedIn groups in LinkedIn, just like Facebook groups. So try to join different markets in Facebook or in LinkedIn so that you can see what type of client you like. Next up is attending industry events. Now, this is more of the local, if you're trying to look for a local client, because we have a lot of general VAs who are also trying to tap in the local market already. So if you are trying to look for clients locally, you can join industry events. Like, for example, the upcoming event, Likha, you can definitely join there and network with other people. Which comes to my next point is networking and referrals. So networking and referrals is very important. If you are a general VA, joining a group such as Barangay VA, like where I come from, or joining my group as well, Executive Virtual Assistant Community, is very important for you so that you can network with other freelancers, whether they're starting or they're already working for years as a freelancer. It's important that you work or network with them so that they can refer you to clients. Like, for example, if somebody approached me and wants to hire me as a client or as a general VA, and since I am with Athena, I cannot handle other clients, then I can definitely like say, oh, I know someone who is looking for a client. I can refer him or her to this person. So it's very important to find your network or a set of friends within the freelancing community. Next up is your competitor analysis. This is more of like marketing already. Maybe we'll skip this one. This is just like researching and analyzing other virtual assistant, trying to well, okay, maybe we can put this in like you want to look at other virtual assistants and see what they're providing. Like, for example, you're looking at me, you're trying to see, because I'm definitely your competitor out there if I decide to start looking for a direct client. So you try to study what I do, you try to look at what other virtual assistants do, and then you can start leveraging on what's missing with what I'm offering, and then focus on that and leverage yourself in the market. Next is, of course, direct outreach, which is you just searching out there and you identify a specific or a potential client in different types of industry. So those are the different ways for you to identify your target market. So now that you know your niche, you know your skills, you know what type of clients you're looking for, um, it's time to establish your own brand. Now, this is something that's very important when we talk about freelancing, establishing your own personal brand. So why is it very important? Because if you are following me, you know that I always say, now when you decide to start freelancing, it's like you already have your own business. Okay? Especially if your path, you want to take the direct client path and not the agency path. Agency path is easier because the agency will look for a client for you. Okay. But if you are someone who is tired of applying in agencies, and you just want to go direct because you want to earn more, then establishing your own brand is very important. Think of it like you have your own online business and you are selling a product. Okay. And that product is you. That product is your skills, and the tools that you know how to use. So that's how you approach it. So you establish your own personal brand. So how are you going to do that? Or how are you going to establish your own personal brand? First up again is differentiation. You make sure in this freelancing is a very competitive marketplace. Okay, there are a lot of freelancers already. But the nice thing also is a lot of clients are also out there. So you need to be able to have a strong brand, personal brand that will help you stand out among all of the other freelancers that are out there. Okay, so you need to make sure that if a client is looking at different profiles, yours will definitely stand out. So you have to know how to highlight your skills, highlight the tools that you know how to use, highlight your expertise. Next up, for personal brand, you have to make sure that you build your trust, or you show that you are trustworthy, and you have to build your credibility. So it's very important that a well-defined personal brand builds trust and credibility with their clients. So when you consistently deliver high quality work, then you will definitely get you will definitely get great referrals from your previous clients. But if you are somebody who's new, then making sure that you show in your social media or in your portfolio that you have great output, or you definitely know what you are doing. Later we'll talk about creating your different profiles. Next up, if you create or you have your own personal brand, you are able to attract your ideal clients. Just like me, I've never been active in social media prior to me being a freelancer. I didn't have this much following. I didn't have this type of personal brand. But when I started in freelancing, I started to create different content online. And a lot of clients are seeing my YouTube videos, and they are emailing me asking if they can hire me to become their executive assistant, asking if I already trained someone to become a virtual assistant and they can hire it. They want me to train the person that they want to hire. So you have to be able to create that personal brand. And creating a personal brand doesn't mean that you have to do it like what I'm doing. You can just create, let's say, an Instagram account, and you are showing like a photo of you in a computer, and there's a caption there, this is your expertise. Especially if you're camera shy, you don't have to be all out talking to the camera and marketing yourself. There are different ways to market your personal brand as a general virtual assistant. If you are able to build also your personal brand, you can definitely get premium pricing for clients. Sometimes clients sorry, excuse me. Sorry, I hope hindi kayo nabingi. But sorry. Okay, so where am I? Premium pricing. So just like me, there are a lot of potential clients who send me emails saying, can I hire you as a virtual assistant? I know, and then they also say that I know your rates are already high because I see you all over social media, right? So you don't have to have high following to build your own personal brand. You just really need to make good content. Even if you have just 500 followers on TikTok, 100 followers on Instagram, as long as your content is quality content and you're able to market your expertise in a good way, in a professional way, then it will make sure that the clients will definitely provide you with premium pricing. Another thing that's important for personal brand is the word of mouth referrals, meaning your clients will definitely tell other people that, hey, my VA is amazing. Then that will definitely help you get more clients. For example, if your client lets you go because, let's say, their business didn't do good, or he wants to hire an in-person virtual assistant, then they can say that, they can refer you to somebody else. Next up, of course, that's important in personal brand for freelancers is you have to have consistent marketing. You need to make sure that you are always, what's this? Posting on your social media, posting on your Instagram, posting on your TikTok, posting on your Facebook page. So it's very important, guys, okay, that if you are a freelancer, always make sure that you approach it as a business owner, like what I just mentioned. Approach it as a business owner. When you are a business owner and you are selling a product, first thing that you create is a Facebook page to sell your product, to highlight the products that you have. Next is your Instagram account to highlight also the products that you have. So you have to treat yourself as the product. So make sure that you create the social media platforms to be able to sell yourself. Same goes for LinkedIn. So the important social media platforms is Facebook page. Instagram is very good. There are a lot of clients that approaches me on Instagram. And then you also have your LinkedIn and TikTok and YouTube is advanced already, but it's also nice to have a YouTube channel. So these are, now that you know the importance of having a personal brand for freelancers, is these now are the tips on creating your online presence or your personal brand online. First up is you can build a professional website. It's very easy now to create a professional website. You have platforms such as Canva and Wix to create your own website for free. Okay? There are different free templates on Canva that will help you create your own professional website. Just type on Canva, professional portfolio website for virtual assistants, and loads of templates will be available for you. And that's for free. You don't have to even pay for anything to have a professional website. Next is you create an impressive portfolio. Canva again is there to help you create a professional portfolio. I won't be talking about this today in great detail on how to create portfolios, professional websites, because that's in, I think, the third day. We're going to discuss it more in detail because this will take another few hours to discuss if you want to learn how to build an impressive portfolio or a professional website. And of course, how to optimize your social media profiles. I will also be teaching about that in, I think, on our third day, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Fourth day. Fourth day is create your profile and your assets. So yeah, we're going to talk about that more in detail. So you have to learn how to optimize your social media profiles. Next is you provide value through content. Like what I have been mentioning, you have to make sure that you create consistent content in your social media. Next is not just creating content, but you have to engage in your followers. And you also have to engage in the target clients that you have. Okay? If you have like a list of clients that you're looking or you're following in Instagram, you need to learn how to engage to them. And I will teach that on the fifth day or the last day. I will teach you how to engage to your audience or your prospect clients. And then, of course, you have to make sure that you create consistency in your posts or online social media presence. Again, I cannot reiterate this more, but when you are a freelancer or you want to start freelancing or become a general virtual assistant, you have to make sure that you treat it as your own business. Okay. Next up. So now that you already know what we've just discussed, one thing that I would also like you to prepare if you really want to become a professional virtual assistant is setting up your workspace and your tools. Just like what I mentioned, freelancing is like having your own business. And when you have your own business, And when you have your own business, you have your own space for your business, for your inventory. You have different tools that you use to make sure that you can provide the great output for your customers or your clients. And that's the same thing with being a virtual assistant. You can have a workspace just right beside your bed, like me. Before I moved into this specific office, because my daughter moved out, transferred to a different room. I have her old room and turned this into my office. Before I had this office, I was working under my bed. So I had created a loft, and I was just working under my bed. And you don't have to have an office. You can just have a small workspace even right beside your bed. So how do you create, or how can you set up your home office? First up is, of course, you have to choose the right location at home. Make sure that it's something that's away from noise, somewhere that you can focus. Uh, what's this? Just something that will give you peace and will make sure that you can be productive as can be, even if you are at home. You can then definitely identify a specific area in your house to be able to set up your own home office. Next up is, this is quite advanced. If you are starting, you can definitely use a simple setup. It doesn't have to be ergonomic, but once you already have a client, you can definitely upgrade to an ergonomic setup, like your ergonomic mouse, a better keyboard, a better chair. You can slowly save up for your ergonomic setup. In terms of the computer, if you are starting, as long as RAM is 8 gig or higher, that's very good. If it's 4 gig, yes, you can kind of start there, but you might have a hard time in terms of the speed of your laptop, especially as general VAs. We have a lot of tabs open. So you can purchase a basic laptop as long as RAM is 16 gig or higher. I know I have friends who purchased laptops worth 15,000 pesos. Lenovo laptops are really great as a startup point. They sell Lenovo laptops for 15K. You can also purchase secondhand laptops, which is also very helpful. i7 excuse me, i7 seventh gen. I'm so sorry. I really don't know those things about i7, 7th gen, something like that. I don't know those things. I'm sorry about that. All I know is the RAM. The RAM is very important. It should be, 8 or 16 or higher. Next up is internet connection. When I started in freelancing in 2021, I just purchased the um prepaid home from PLDT. It's 10 Mbps. I think, since it's prepaid, I just pay X amount on a monthly basis. And then when I started earning, I already upgraded to fiber. PLDT is the best if you are in Manila area. But in the provinces, you have to identify which is the best for you. Is it Converge? Is it Smart? Is it Globe? Or something else? Whatever locally, identify it. If you are from the provinces, unfortunately, I cannot help you on that one. But if you are in Manila, for me, what's this? PLDT so far is the best. Do I have backup internet? The only backup internet that I have is the one on my phone. So it's just the data that I use, or hotspot. I use it as a hotspot if ever I lose internet connection. Next up, of course, is proper lighting. A ring light is okay, especially if you are in meetings, Zoom meetings with your client. But for me, actually, the brighter the room, the harder it is for me to work. It's very painful in the eyes if the room is very bright. I'm able to work better with lights closed and maybe just a lamp and a monitor light, like the bar is good. That's okay. That's good for me. But of course, good lighting, like a small ring light for Zoom meetings, is very important. Declutter and organize, that's already given. Functional equipment and tools, like a good keyboard, a good mouse, a good table is okay. Noise management, you don't have to have noise canceling headphones unless your client requires it from you. But when we talk about noise management, you just have to make sure that you are in an area of your home wherein if you go in a meeting with your client, you don't have noises of kids running around or all of those things. But we can't avoid dogs barking, or if since we're working sometimes in the graveyard shift, if it's already like 4 in the morning and the sun is about to rise, you have chickens outside who are already noisy. Sometimes we can't avoid that, but that comes with the job already. But as much as possible, we minimize the noise. Backup power during power outage, no, I don't have any backup power. That's why we canceled our webinar last week, because I don't have what's its backup power. But if you have the budget to purchase a mini generator, then that's great. That's great for you. But it's not something that that's really important. Is Ayan, Tracy is answering your questions, guys. Privacy and distraction control, same goes. Personalization and inspiration. So this is just something that something that you personalize your room. Make sure that your room inspires you to work every day, or your home office your home office gives you that daily boost to be productive on a daily basis. And then, of course, you have your backup and security. So just in case that something happens with your computer, let's say there's a virus with your laptop, always make sure that your files are backed up on the cloud. That's why it's always important to have all your files in your Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive or Dropbox, like that. So make sure that you have all your files backed up so that if something happens with your computer, it's always there. Security, don't click on anything on your work computer, because as virtual assistants, sometimes we have personal information of our clients on our computers. So make sure that you don't click on anything on your work computer. Okay? It's when it comes to passwords, try to learn how to use 1Password or LastPass to keep your clients' sensitive information secure and on the cloud. Okay, so that's how we do your home office. Next up is developing a service offer. We're almost done, guys, so I hope you are still here and you're still excited to learn. So we still have, I think, two more topics: developing the service offer and your pricing strategy, as well as marketing and finding your clients. So developing a service offer or a pricing strategy is very important, because this is how you're going to earn. So how would you be able to create your service offers that aligns with your skills and the target market that we just discussed previously? Okay, so first is you define your value proposition. What does that mean? You have to determine what makes your services or your offers or your skills unique and valuable to your target market. Okay? You need to be able to highlight the benefits and outcome that your clients will expect from you. You have to be able to clearly send out the message of how your how your services and your skills can address your clients' specific needs, and how you can provide a competitive advantage from all of the other virtual assistants that are out there. So that's how you define your value proposition. You also have to be able to tailor your service offers. So try to be as unique and as simple as possible. So let's say based on your research or your understanding of your target market, you can tailor your service offers to that specific target market that you have. Next up is you have to be able to communicate the benefits of working with you. Okay, for you to be able to provide, or for you to be able to charge a premium for your clients, you have to make sure that you tell them that if you work with me, this is what I'm going to solve for you. So you have to your approach into charging your client is not like, don't approach it that these are the skills that I have. I know how to do inbox management, calendar management, travel management, blah, 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 blah. Okay. When you are marketing yourselves, market yourselves as, was this solving an issue? Okay. Don't tell your client that these are the things that you know how to do. Okay. You tell your client that these are the things that I can help you with. Okay? Approach it always like that when you are communicating the benefits of the benefits that your client will get out from you. Okay? So make sure that you tell them, if you work with me, you don't have to think about all of these things. Like that. Always approach it in a way that you are solving their problem. And sometimes these clients don't know that they have a problem, or they don't know that they need a virtual assistant. So you need to be able to communicate or to show to them that if you work with me, you don't have to worry about all of these things anymore. Okay? Don't Of course, it's nice to highlight that you know inbox management, calendar management, travel management, but it's more important to highlight, let's say, as a virtual assistant, my clients no longer think about what to decide, or my clients no longer have to worry about um, their next doctor's visit, because I'm always on top of it. I just remind them that they need to they need to have their dentist already. They need to have their yearly checkup already, and all of those things. So that's how you approach it. You can also say that when, as a virtual assistant, my client never forgets a family member's birthday, because you always remind them like that. So approach it like that. Don't just highlight your skills. Next up, of course, is your pricing and your packaging, which we will discuss in the next slide. Next up, last but definitely not the least, for you to be able to identify your service offer. Sometimes it's what's this? Like what the term says, test and refine. At the beginning, if you're, especially right now, you're starting in your freelancing journey, let's say you say that this is my packages. Okay, I have hourly, monthly, project based. Okay, and then after a few months, you realize that I no longer want to charge early. I just want monthly, and I don't want any I don't want any project based anymore. So you can definitely test and refine your service offers. Okay, or the packages that you offer. There's no fixed type of service offer out there. It's really up to you. Okay, it's really up to you, because remember, being a freelancer is creating your own personal brand and managing yourself as your business. So next up now is the pricing models. So like what I mentioned, there are different types of pricing that you can offer your potential clients. You have your hourly rates, which involves charging your client based on the time spent on a project or a task. Next up is a project-based or package pricing. So this is just, when you say project-based, they're just hiring you for a specific project, and then after that, your contract ends. And then next up is retainer agreements. So this is more of a long-term commitment, like what mentions here. Sometimes this is what we call the monthly, or you have, let's say, a contract with your client that says they'll stay with you for 6 months and this is your monthly rate, or they'll work with you for a year and then you renew your contract on a yearly basis, but they pay you monthly on a specific rate. Now, if you ask me, I like retainer agreements or the monthly agreements because it's an advantage for us as freelancers, because you don't need to compute your hourly rate. You can just say that if you hire me at 160 hours per month and you pay me $1,000 for a 160-hour work week, 160 hours per month work. So they give you specific tasks. It's up to you. If you are very fast in producing your output, then you might probably be working less than 160 hours, but you're always available for your client for the specific time or specific working hours that you committed with them. But sometimes you finish your tasks really fast. So it's an advantage for you if you are working on an per monthly basis. But if some clients are really specific, wherein they're just really looking for someone on an hourly basis, so you can also offer that. But it's just quite complicated because you need to make sure that you've logged in this time, you have to compute your hours, etc. So it's just a lot of extra work for you, instead of it being just an monthly rate. On our next, what's this next? Webinar, which is the 4th day, creating your profile and your assets. We will talk about more on the pricing, or how much you can price as a starting freelancer. So we are on our last topic for today, which is marketing and finding your clients. After this, we are going to open the floor for your question and answer portion. So I hope you're all still here with me. Everybody on Zoom, hello, and everybody on YouTube, hello. I hope everybody's still okay. So marketing and finding your clients. This is something that we are just going to introduce for now, but this is actually we will do a deep dive webinar on this on the last day or the 5th day of this series. So, what are the different strategies for you to be able to find and look for your clients? First up, of course, is networking. Attending webinars like this, or attending the industry events or conferences or trade shows. There are online events wherein you can attend to find clients. You can look for them on LinkedIn. So that's something that you can definitely work on. But when I talk about networking in our setup right now, it's very important that you join groups such as Barangay VA or Executive Virtual Assistant Community or Kohi Social or Likha Creatives. There are a lot of different groups right now in freelancing that you can definitely join and network with other people or other freelancers there, because they will be able to give you recommendations or referrals if they have or if their client are looking for additional virtual assistants. Same goes for networking. We have here referrals. So if you have built your network, or you already have a different friends or a set of friends in the freelancing industry, they can definitely provide you with referrals. And then, of course, you have the online platforms that we already talked about. You have to start creating your social media presence for you to be able to not just look for clients, but your social media platforms or your social media presence and your personal brand will definitely help you attract clients to approach you. So you don't have the hard time of, you don't have that challenge of still looking or scouting for your clients. The clients will be the one approaching you. Next up is content marketing. Just like what I mentioned with creating your social media presence, it's important to create great content on your social media profiles. And if you've already have, let's say you do pro bono work, or you attended the training, or you did work for a family member or something like that, you can ask them for testimonials. Case studies are more for niche specific industries such as social media, or if you're into graphic design, you have case studies wherein you can show your output. So that's something that you can include in your website or in your portfolio, and as well on your social media platforms. The testimonials, you can also include that in your social media platforms. You can get testimonial from friends, from family members who you have helped as a general VA. Now, if you are interested in learning or gaining experience, since you don't have experience yet in freelancing, I just had a webinar a few weeks ago. What's the title of that webinar again? Let me see if I can still look. No, it's not here. Tracy, do you remember the previous webinar, the title? It's like virtual. I keep forgetting, but it's on my YouTube channel. Just go to the live section of my YouTube channel. You will see there the previous webinar that I had, wherein I taught how to gain experience there. Tracy put in the link on our chat box. So I taught how to how to succeed as a virtual assistant with zero experience. Sorry. I totally forgot the title, but there, how to succeed as a virtual assistant with zero experience. So since we are already at the end of our webinar right now, and you want to become a virtual assistant, but you don't have an experience, go to that YouTube video. It's the recording of that webinar. I think it's more than 2 hours, because I taught there how to gain experience as a virtual assistant. If you guys, since you already signed up via NAS.io for this event, you can I will send you an email of the workbook that I provided on how to gain experience. So that workbook has different scenarios of what a client is looking for. Like, for example, can you book me a flight? Can you book me like this, like that? So it's practical assessments, and the answers are in multiple choice. And the workbook also has the answer key that explains why that's the correct answer. So it will teach you, or you will be able to gain experience by going through that workbook. And you will also gain experience by watching that previous webinar. So yeah, if you haven't signed up for this event, just go to my NAS.io. Tracy put the link here on the chat, on our chat boxes. So make sure that you sign up for that so that I can send you a copy of that workbook. Okay, so we are at the end, but before we open the lines for the lines, before we open the chat box for your questions, I just want to tell you that since this is the day 1 of our webinar, we still have 4 more days for this series. So the next up will be next Sunday, skills you need as an executive virtual assistant or a general VA. That's our next webinar. Next up is the tools that you need as a general virtual assistant or as an executive virtual assistant. On the 4th day, it's how to create your profile and your assets as a virtual assistant. And on our last day, that would be how to book your clients as a freelancer or a virtual assistant. Everything, you can already sign up for all of these upcoming webinars in my NAS.io community. So just click the link that Tracy is posting here on our chat box so that you can join. Now, if you are interested in learning more, you know that, guys, that I am selling an online course or a paid online course. It's on how to be an executive virtual assistant. It has 16 modules. We have American culture, inbox management, calendar management, travel management, event management, household management, meeting management, basic social media management, tools you need, introduction to cryptocurrency, executive assistant characteristics, creating your online profile, where to find your clients, booking your clients, challenges of an executive virtual assistant. And this module 16, I've been having a problem on this module for the past few months already. I think I'll just reload this module on business and legal documents if you are from the Philippines. So this is a 16 module online course. It's paid. I'm selling it at 1,499 pesos. If you are not from the Philippines, I'm selling it at $30. Other inclusions is you have lifetime access for this. You have downloadable templates, but a lot I received comments saying that some of the templates are not available. I'm going through the online course again next week and check on those downloadable templates and fix them for you. Video tutorials, this whole course have 16 hours of video tutorials. All of the courses that I just mentioned or modules that I just mentioned, they all are in a video tutorial format. We also have free webinars, monthly newsletters, and small group coaching. Now, like I mentioned, I am selling this at $1,499 or $30. But for you, just scan this code if you're using GCash, because since you attended this webinar, I'll give it to you on a sale price of 999 pesos. If you are outside the Philippines, just input this code 0EXP 10 off. Just input that when purchasing via PayPal. So for my fellow Filipinos here, just scan this code, take a picture, scan it. If you're outside of the Philippines, go to my online course website and type in 0EXP 10 off, and you pay via PayPal, and that's $10 off of your online course enrollment. So take advantage of our sale. If you don't have a budget, don't worry, because we have free webinars like this. And I have a lot of free content on my TikTok and my YouTube channel if you still want free tutorials. So thank you so much, guys. That's the end of the whole webinar. And now let us open the floor to your questions. You can raise your hand if you know how to raise your hand here on on Zoom. Okay, but I do have questions. Samantha, let's get Samantha. You can unmute yourself, and then I'll go to the chat room.
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
Hi.
loudly. Todo pala yung okay, go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon po. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. I've seen some of your videos, but I have yet to watch the one where you mentioned the red flags. I just want to ask if there are any more red flags that were not mentioned in the video for freelancers.
I already forgot about that, like what I mentioned in the red flags. But I think I have enumerated everything that's important. If there are more red flags, I think the only red flag that you have to take note of is if a client or a potential client asks you to pay first before hiring you, that's already a no-no. Okay. It's a number one red flag. So if anyone is asking you to pay before they hire you, that's the number one red flag. But the other red flags, I think I already enumerated everything there.
Okay, thank you po.
Thank you. I'll go to the comment section for the questions. Do you have, wait, let's see. Until when yung promo? Tuloy-tuloy naman siya. The promo, the discount will go, wait, I'll go back to there you go. It's ongoing, probably the whole month of July or up until the end of the 5th webinar. Do you accept internships or is there any face-to-face classes? Soon, I'm going to open face-to-face classes. I'm just looking for venues to handle the face-to-face classes. But yes, I will be offering face-to-face classes. I'm just creating the topics that I will have. And I'm going around the Philippines to do that. May I know the website where we can work as a freelancer and how to know that job offer is not a scam? Websites that you can use is Online Jobs PH, Fiverr, Upwork, freelancer.com, LinkedIn. If you want to look for job boards, Indeed is also one area. So yeah. Do you have to be fluent in English before you apply in Athena or can you develop it on the job? In Athena, unfortunately, you have to have already high quality English communication skills before you can apply. So like I mentioned in my previous TikTok videos, the big difference between looking for a direct client and going to an agency is that agencies do have high standards in terms of their English communication skills, in terms of their application process. That's because they are promising this specific standards to the client that are hiring them to look for a VA for them. And it's a totally different ball game when you talk about direct clients. Some direct clients, as long as you are okay with your English communication skills and they can understand you, even if you're not fluent, even if it's just basic English communication skills, it's not a problem to them. But if you want to go through an agency, they do have high standards in terms of English communication skills. For the paid training, what kind of templates that we will get? It's mostly in Google Sheets or Docs. Can you give some tips since we are residing beside a resto bar, so loud noise? If you are residing beside a resto bar, then you really have to invest in a noise cancelling headset or microphone. That's something that you cannot avoid. Noise cancelling. The one that I use is Tamago, but I'm not sure if this is a noise cancelling headset. Maybe Tracy can provide with some suggestions. When you start your journey as a VA, are you fluent in English already? Yes, I am. I grew up in an English-speaking family. My mother is a foreigner, or she's Spanish, and we grew up talking in English. And I also loved watching English movies and reading novels since I was in the 5th grade. I started reading a lot of novels, books, Anne Rice novels, Sweet Valley Kids novels since I was in the 5th grade. So I really grew up in a English-speaking family. If you are someone who's not fluent in English, I highly suggest it's all about practice. Don't talk in Tagalog anymore starting today. Even if you're having a hard time gathering your thoughts, practice makes, not perfect, but practice makes better. Stop watching Filipino movies, watch English movies, read a lot of English books or English blogs. So yeah, it's really all about practice. Ano pong ma-recommend nyo na reliable brand of laptop? Personally, for me, I use MacBook. That's really one thing, or Apple. That's something that is very reliable for me. But if budget-wise, second to Mac would be Lenovo. For a chance for me to work also in Athena, knowing that I have zero BPO experience, is there a chance for me to work in Athena? Yes, there is a chance for you, even if you don't have any work experience. Tracy, I have a favor. If they have a question on YouTube, can you copy and paste it here um in Zoom so that I can answer them here also? I am a real estate cold caller for over a year, and since for me di naman kasing stable ng ibang niche ang pagiging real estate cold caller, what can you advise and what to focus soon as GVA? Um, hmm. I think since you already have an experience in real estate, try to follow Tycoon VA on TikTok. His name is AJ De Leon, Tycoon VA. He is teaching how to become a real estate. Oh my God, I forgot the term. But he focuses on teaching how to do real estate something. Okay, but it's not cold caller. So since you already have this, there are a lot of real estate agents who are looking for virtual assistants. Since you already have experience in real estate, don't go to GVA already. Focus on improving your real estate niche, because you have great potential. There are a lot of real estate agents looking for VAs. May nag-raise ng hand. Pa-raise na lang ulit ng hand. I wasn't able to see you. For a newbie with a direct client, will it be advisable to ask weekly payments? Yes. Again, guys, if you are a general VA or a freelancer, you have the call to set your own contract. Some clients will provide their own contract, but sometimes us as general or as freelancers, since we are the service provider, we provide our own contracts. So you can put there in your contract that your client needs to pay you on a weekly basis. You can either have it weekly, monthly, or every 15 days. Okay, Angel Flores, you have the floor. What is your question?
Hello po. I just
Hi.
want to ask po, before po kasi I watched one of your videos in YouTube and you mentioned as a virtual assistant, we are also a business people selling our services to our clients. So recently po, after I've watched that, I started creating my own website using my Canva and everything aside from my portfolio and resume. Now, one thing I don't know how to do is how could I approach my client in a professional way, in a professional way that I will be able to make them book a meeting with me. I'm also a lead generation specialist and a administrative assistant, but when it comes to looking for my own clients, I actually don't know how to approach them on a professional way.
Good question. So, how do you approach someone in a professional way? Of course, you have to make sure that you message them professionally, in terms of the words that you use. You can ask help from ChatGPT. You can get help from, like, ask ChatGPT to write a what's this a welcome, like an hello message for you for Instagram or for email, something like that. I use ChatGPT a lot in creating emails for my client, in creating replies. And then you can definitely tell ChatGPT, make sure that you sound professional. So yeah, ChatGPT is definitely a big help. Another way that you can do it, if you're looking for, since you're a lead generation, you can definitely, the first thing that you have to do when looking for a client is engage. If you have a potential client online, engage with them first. Like, reply, what's this? If you're looking for a CEO, let's say on LinkedIn, engage with them, like their posts if they have posts, comment on their blog if they have a blog. If they are very active on Instagram, let's say they are a business owner, comment on their posts or their Instagram content. And then when you start to build that engagement with them, you can approach them already via email or send them a DM. And you can just professionally, there really is no like what's this, a specific formula when you say approach them professionally. As long as you are respectful in the way that you talk to them, that's already a professional way in talking, approaching them. Okay, you just have to be respectful. Don't be very casual in the way that you send them a message. You just say, hi, I see that you are this is your business. I've been following you for the past few months. If you can see my content, I am a virtual assistant. I can offer you my services, blah, blah, blah. And that's how you professionally approach someone. Yeah, I think that's it. There's
Can I
no set
ask
formula. Yeah, go ahead.
another thing po, I am actually hired right now as a lead generation specialist for one of the companies. They are not really restricted naman po when it comes to, working with other clients as long as I am performing really well dun sa company nila.
That's good.
And one thing that hinders me to do so is because I'm using actually LinkedIn to approach my prospects or my leads. And um when it comes to making a content on my own profile on LinkedIn, I am actually not sure if I can still upload my, virtual assistant journey, something like that, since I am currently working as a lead generation specialist.
Well, no one's stopping you since your client said that, they are okay if you hire other clients. Then why not post? What's stopping you from posting?
Because I just recently get hired and I wanted to build my uh my profile at the same time as a employee of this company. So that is what's stopping me po.
They don't let it stop you since you are still in the process of, you still want to look for other clients. Post on LinkedIn, a blog, a photo, share even if you don't even have to post, you can share a write up by somebody else, share it on your profile, and then maybe put a comment saying that this is something that I practice as a virtual assistant or something like that. You having a client doesn't should not stop you from creating your own content to improve your personal brand, especially if even if you're in a client relationship wherein your client wants you not to work for someone else. Let's say your client wants exclusivity. It should not stop you from posting and building your personal brand, because there might be a day wherein your client decides not to continue with your contract, or you realize that you don't like working for this client because they're not easy to work with. So you need to be able to continuously post and create your personal brand and show and improve your online presence, even if you are exclusive in a specific client. Okay, because you might lose that client in the future, okay? And you will have a hard time looking for another client because you haven't posted anything. So don't let it stop you. Is
Thank
that
you
correct?
po.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Angel. Okay. Um, I've worked in a I've worked in a corporation for 13 years as a supervisor, data entry and sales and marketing assistant, and ISO document controller. And it and ended it up the last one. And ended Okay, and then it ended, and then in February, you decided to shift to work from home. Is it possible for me to find the same job as my past experience, even though I don't have a VA experience? Maybe it might not be specifically the same as your work before, but you can use your past experience, 13 years, as the skills that you know how to use. So this is something that you can include in your portfolio and your resume. But most clients now don't look at resumes anymore. They really look at your portfolio or your online profile. So yeah, this is something that you can definitely highlight. I'm starting next month as a VA. As a newbie, is it necessary to have a virtual assistant contract with my client? Yes. Yes. It's very important to have a contract. I think in one of the webinars that I created, I think it's also on my YouTube channel, I showed there how you can create a contract using ChatGPT or Google Workspace. Just search on Google, freelancer contract in Google Docs. It will teach you, or it will show you how to generate a pre-made contract via Google Docs specifically for freelancers. Do you offer one-on-one assistance with persons without VA experience? Right now, not yet. Maybe in the future. YouTube question, do you have sample contracts between clients and VA in your course? In my course, yes. Do you recommend having one all-time? Yes. Lenovo ThinkPad. Yes, yeah, that's nice. That's perfect. Lenovo ThinkPad is good. Planning to buy this kung magkaka-budget. Ano experience nyo using this laptop if you have this? I didn't have it, but my friends have. Ito yung beginner laptop nila before they moved to MacBook laptop. From YouTube, any model in particular for the Lenovo laptop? ThinkPad is really nice, like what they mentioned. Do you know of any VA company agency which hire worldwide with no VA experience? Worldwide? You know what Athena does? We are already offering work from different parts of the world. Check out Athena. I'm currently working in Dubai. Is there any possible way to get clients as a VA? I've seen a lot of sites and agencies in the Philippines. They couldn't hire if they don't hire if the Filipino is not in the country. Oh gosh, I am not sure if I know Athena definitely. You have to be in the Philippines to get hired. I'm not sure with Cyberbacker. I'm not sure also with Coconut VA, the VA Hub, My Outdesk. I am not so sure about that. You know what? That's a good question. I will park that and I will create a YouTube content for that. I will look for VA agencies who are hiring Filipinos outside of the Philippines. That's next up on my YouTube. For newbie with a direct client, will it be advisable? Yeah, I answered that already. You can open an internship program with your agency and we can join your team. Oh gosh, I hope I have an agency, but no, I'm working for Athena. I will look for friends who are open to internships. I do have friends with their own VA agencies. I will connect with them and then I will also post this on I will create a YouTube content for that. Or a TikTok content also. I'm in BPO 2 years now. Do you think I can transition into VA though? I'm no experience in VA. I just want to work from home. Yes, definitely. You can become a virtual assistant. I just tried applying in Athena. Unfortunately, I failed. Is there a way to know answers for the assessment since I don't have the experience? No, there's no way to find out the answers. You just really have to reapply after 60 days. I was part of an MLM company before. Is there any advantage of that to be a VA? Can I include it in my portfolio? Yes, definitely. If you are in an MLM company, then you know how to do sales. You have like a little bit of background in sales, recruitment. So yeah, just highlight all the skills that you learned while you're in that MLM company. From YouTube, do we need to register ourselves as a freelancer or VA in the BIR? If you are just starting, there's no need um to register because it's going to be an additional expense for you. If you are already like a full-time, you've already built a great career in freelancing, maybe after 2 years, 2 or 3 years, and you want to start paying your taxes, let's say you want to travel the world and you need to get a visa, then you have to start paying for your taxes so that you can show it in the agency or the embassy. Then you can start paying your taxes. But for government benefits, you can pay them even if you're not registered. Do you provide one-on-ones out there? Soon enough, I will provide a one-on-one session with people. You mentioned po about the contract that we should always have one. I've been working for this client for some period of time and we do not have any contracts. How should I approach my client that I would not offend him and ask if we can have the contract? You can definitely approach him in a way wherein you can say that, hi, client. I know we have been working for a few years now. Let's say we have been working for 6 months already. I just wanted to formalize our relationship by providing us with providing us with I want to formalize our relationship by providing you with my service contract. This contract will detail the hours that I work with you. This will detail how much you're paying me on a monthly basis or on an hourly basis. This will also detail the number of leaves that I have for you. This will also detail blah blah blah, whatever details that you want to include in your contract. That's how you can approach. And I'm sure it is something that they will definitely want also, because you have to also tell them this contract will this contract will what's this protect our relationship, protect you and protect me in this working relationship that we have. You can approach it like that. Is Athena scheduled only in the graveyard? Yes, sometimes we do have clients in the morning shift, but most of us are in graveyard. I took the Athena assessment last night after watching your YT video, but unfortunately I failed. Can I still apply for other positions? Yes, you can apply for other positions in Athena. Gusto ko talaga mag-apply sa Athena kasi may benefit for dogs. Yes, that's correct. Ang hirap talaga siguro makapasok for no VA experience. It's an extra challenge if you don't have VA experience. But remember, guys, ako wala din. I don't have VA experience when I applied in Athena. I just used or I highlighted whatever experience that I learned, skills that I learned from my previous jobs. As long as you're able to highlight those skills, then you definitely have a chance for applying in Athena. If we join with your paid training, are you also creating a special executive group for your members, training to share each other? Do I have an executive group for your members? And will you help us step by step till we land our first client? I don't help you step by step until you land your first client. Even without you enrolling in our paid training or our paid course, you can join my group. It's an executive Facebook group, executive virtual assistant community. I think Tracy will link it down below, wherein you can talk to other freelancers. You can also join Barangay VA group, wherein there are a lot of freelancers that can help you also. I do have an exclusive group specifically for those who enrolled, and that's via Thinkific. So if you enroll in my online course, you are also automatically included in the Thinkific group. But I'm not quite active in that group yet. I am more active in our Facebook group or our NAS community. I really want to work as a VA and work from home, but I don't think I can do a night shift. Can you recommend an agency with a day shift schedule? God, I don't know. Here, kinetic innovative staffing. So there, Australian time is morning time for us. I'm currently working in Apple reseller, and I only familiar with Apple products. The problem is I really don't know how to use any more Windows devices. Is this okay? Or do I need to learn before applying? If you have a MacBook and you only know how to use MacBook products or MacBook Air, that's fine. Because most of the clients in the US are using MacBook. So they are familiar with iOS instead of Windows. Would like to thank Miss Mia for sharing. Oh, thank you. Watching your videos gave me the determination to get out of my 19 years comfort zone as an EA. I hope to learn more from you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Is it possible to ask your client for annual increase rate since you've been with them for more than a year already? If so, how to formally ask them? If you are starting as a freelancer and you are just about to book your client, include your annual increase in your contract so that you don't have to worry about asking your client for an increase. So in your contract state there that after 1 year, after 1 year, you're going to revisit your contract and your client needs to pay you 10% increase or a specific amount or a fixed amount. Let's say your starting rate for now is $1,000. After 6 months, your rate will go up at $1,500. At your 1 year, with your client, your rate will go up at $1,800. So you can indicate that in the contract already. And even before your client hires you, you already have that set in your contract. If you're not if you're not comfortable including that in your contract, you can definitely ask them that, hi client, we have been together for 1 year already. Is it okay to schedule a call with you or a meeting with you to have a feedback session and see how I've been doing with you for the past year, and then after that we can talk about I would like to talk about negotiating my rate with you for the next year of our working relationship. So that's how you can approach it. But yeah, there you go. I really want to work there. It's already answered. YT question. How can you use the contract to protect yourself if you cannot use it in DOLE or other government agencies because it's not local employment? How can you use that? You can definitely sue your client if if your client doesn't follow through on that contract. You can sue them using your own lawyer here in the Philippines. They can use their own lawyers there. You can file a complaint there in the US against your client. When you go to Google Drive and then go to Google Docs templates, you will see there the independent contractor agreement. I think the last part of the agreement will tell you like there is a clause, the last clause will talk about the governing agency or something like that, that protects you when the contract is not fulfilled. Um, yeah, that's check on that. It will explain that further, that you can sue your client even if you are an independent contractor. Okay, perfect. So if looks like there are no more questions. Okay. There. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy is my social media manager. She is amazing. I would just like to shout out Miss Tracy Lynn Biligan. I love you so much. Thank you so much for helping me answering the questions on YouTube and here on Zoom. So Macy, I think nasagot na kita. For portfolio, website for portfolio is Canva. Join our webinar on the 4th day. I will teach you how to create on Canva. So yes, I don't want to keep you any longer. We already reached 2 hours, tama ba? 2 hours. Yes, sakto, 4 hours. Tracy, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching. That's actually the end of our session already. It's Sunday. I don't want to keep you any longer. Enjoy your Sunday with your family. And I'm going to enjoy it with my family also because it's work again tomorrow. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you again, guys, next Sunday. Have a great day, everyone. Hindi na ako magpi-picture taking for now. Sa last part na lang yung picture taking. But thank you, guys. Thank you so much. You have been an amazing audience. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you on our next webinar. I
Thank you,
hope you
Miss
guys
Mi.
learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Mia
guys.
po. Thank you, Miss Biligan po.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Miss
Thank you, Miss
Mia.
Mia.
Thank you,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Have a great Sunday.
Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
blessed
you.
Sunday.
You can watch the recording sa YouTube if gusto niyo balikan. Have a great day, guys. Nahirapan ako mag-English to all our foreign clients. Thank you so much for being here.
Kanina to.
I got tired with...
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Have a great day. Stop share na ako. I will end this na, guys.